Did you hear this? A new report showing red states handled COVID-19 better than blue states, as research shows that failed lockdowns hurt Americans more than they actually helped. Here to react, owner of Calwise Spirits in California, Aaron Bergh, owner of 2 restaurants in Florida and New York, Buddy Foy Jr., and owner of Dimaggio's Pizzeria of New York, Sal Stile. Thanks to all 3 of you for being here. Sal, does this surprise you one bit?
Actually, it doesn't. These lockdowns were really devastating for Long Island and New York City. I think many restaurants and small businesses either went out of business or are still recuperating. I remember it was a ghost town in Manhattan during these lockdowns. The schools shut down. Most of these kids really, I feel, didn't get the education of the other states that didn't lock down. So I think it was really a setback for New York City in general. And guess what? That's why you see such an exodus of most businesses and executives and a good part of the financial community leaving New York and going to Florida.
Speaking of which, one guy who knows about that dichotomy, New York versus Florida, is Buddy. Buddy, before we get to you, I want to pop up these maps showing the top 10 states during COVID-19, beginning with Utah, and you also see Florida coming in there at number 6. Let's not forget about the bad states, bottom 10, and of course, New York coming in there at number 3. You own restaurants, Buddy, in New York and in Florida. Describe the real-world differences that you experienced.
Well, Todd, we had the traditional freedom of America in Florida, and you had the lockdown nightmare of New York. And we didn't own a restaurant in Florida until the pandemic. Once DeSantis aired that the state was open for business and every job was essential, the New York governor shut us down at 10 o'clock, which the gentleman, Sal from New York, knows that. We got shut down till 10 o'clock p.m., and at that point, I had a conversation with my wife, and we just took a major risk, and we went to Florida.
Interesting. Aaron, we have known that the restrictions have done more harm than good for a while just because the blue states didn't figure it out. We've been telling people that with anecdotal evidence from fine folks like you. I'll give you a little bit of a mulligan there in California and New York in the beginning when we were trying to figure it all out. But at some point, we all knew. So, Aaron, why did states like California continue with the restrictions even despite the overwhelming evidence against them?
You know, I've been trying to figure that out myself. I thought that maybe after 2 years they would learn, but it's obvious that there's just full steam ahead with failed policies. The state legislator is still moving forward with a bill to actually require small businesses even to require their employees to get the vaccine. They aren't temporarily repealing the gas tax. And they're just continuing with the failed policies that got us to where we're at.
Aaron, do you feel like you're still behind the 8 ball because normal life was shut down for so darn long?
Absolutely. You know, the pain that they told us would just be temporary is definitely long lasting. There's still a labor shortage. I still can't get people to respond to my job ads. And there's still a supply chain crisis. I'm still paying ridiculous, 2x, 4x prices for shipping. And, if I can even find things.
Buddy, will people take their frustration out at the ballot box this November?
Boy, I certainly hope so.
I sure hope so. I know I will.
Oh, that was for Buddy, but Aaron gave a great answer too. Buddy?
I'm with you, bud.
Okay, and Sal, take us home. The government messed things up for you. Where's the help from them now?
There really isn't much help from them now, but I just would like to add to the last comment when you're talking about logistics. I also own a very prominent logistics company, and I could unequivocally tell you that it's not getting better. We have a lot of issues with the freight still. The rates are rising. They're not going to be lowered this year. So if you think it was bad last year, I think it's going to be just as bad when we head towards the summer.
And people are voting with their feet. I can tell you, I made the joke. I had to go to Florida this past week. It took me less than 20 minutes to get to LaGuardia. There was no traffic on the roads here in New York. When I got to Fort Lauderdale, it took us an hour in traffic because everybody is in Florida. People voted with their feet. See if they vote come November. Aaron, Buddy, Sal, best of luck to all 3 of you and your business. Thanks for joining us this morning.